Hey everybody, it's Guy McDoodfellow, co-chair of the B-Sides Las Vegas Proving Ground track. Our next talk is Secure Your AWS Accounts Without Breaking the Bank by Nishith Shah, who was mentored by John Seymour.
So today, what we'll talk about how we can secure our AWS accounts without utilizing all our team security budget. We all know AWS security services can be expensive at times and may end up using most of our budget, and we don't want that. So today, I want to introduce you to some of the security services that AWS offers its customers for free whenever they sign up for the account to secure it, to secure their AWS accounts. And I'll just go over some of them today. Right? Cool. So, what are we going to talk about today? Firstly, I'll go over on a high level what data at rest and transit protection is. Then we'll go over some of the AWS services that you can use to achieve that. Some of the services we'll be talking about are Parameter Store, AWS KMS, Certificate Manager. Then we'll briefly go over what authentication and authorization is. And I will introduce you to some of the services related to them as well. Then in the end, we'll talk about what denial of service is. I'll introduce a service that AWS provides its customer for that. Then we'll follow it by what AWS Artifact is and what AWS Trusted Advisor is. And I'm also going to give an example of how they can be useful in your day-to-day activities. Awesome. So before we dive deep into the main topic, I just want to give a brief introduction about myself. So my name is Nishith Shah. I work at Salesforce as Senior Security Engineer. On social media, you can find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is mentioned here on the slide. If you wish to follow me, you can do that as well. Good. So moving on, we all have seen this kind of posts again and again in the news. We have seen people doing misconfigurations, leaving their access keys in GitHub and getting it exploded that way. People are keeping their instances open without any protection, and then attackers run crypto miners on them, and so on and so forth. And we never want to be in this kind of situation. So whether you are a startup or a big organization, securing your AWS infrastructure and your accounts is very, very, very important. Attackers are constantly looking for weaknesses in our AWS accounts and are trying to exploit these weaknesses to break into our systems and steal sensitive information. That's why it's crucial today that we secure our AWS accounts and take care of the confidentiality, integrity, availability of our data. So the first security topic I want to talk about today is protecting data at rest and data in transit. Protecting our data is really, really important, and we should be doing it at all cost. But what is data at rest and transit and protection? Data protection at rest aims to secure the data that is stored on any device, while data protection in transit is the protection of this data while it is traveling from one network to another network. So to help with that, to help with protection or protecting our data at rest and in transit, I want to talk about a security service from AWS called Parameter Store. It basically helps to secure our data at rest, securing our data at rest. We all have secrets that need protection. Without proper protection mechanism, we generally tend to follow bad security practices. We all have done that or seen that in our day-to-day activities, such as we have seen people store their passwords in code. We have seen unprotected data secrets, license codes, any other secrets, and we definitely want to avoid that at all cost. AWS Parameter Store helps exactly with that kind of stuff. As you can see in the image, Secure type string is a type of parameter store that helps you store these secrets securely by encrypting them with AWS managed KMS keys. All for free. You don't have to pay anything to do this kind of stuff. So, with that being said, you no longer need to hardcode your credentials in your code or leave your secrets lying unprotected or use any other costly services that are available in the market for this kind of situations, as you can use this parameter store for free. The second service that I want to introduce today is it's going to help you with protecting your data at rest, which is AWS Key Management Services. It's also known as KMS at times. So KMS provides a way to generate free AWS managed KMS keys that can be used to protect and secure your data. A few services that it can integrate with are S3 buckets, EBS volumes, RDS, etc. So using this as an example, you can now securely store information like CloudTrail logs, any other logs, or any one other objects that you are storing in S3 bucket, or you can securely, or you can also encrypt the data that you are currently storing in EBS volumes using this mechanism. There should be no reason now to store your data in S3 buckets or on EBS volumes in clear text, as it clearly violates and impedes your security of your data. Instead, use these keys to secure your data against any unintended exposure, all for free. The last service that helps protecting your data in transit is AWS Certificate Manager. It helps you protect your data in transit by provisioning and managing your SSL certificates. So think of an example if you have any publicly accessible applications, websites, and you want to protect the confidentiality of your data while it's on the network, then you can use this service to create free SSL certificates. This service is particularly useful when we have applications or websites that are running behind load balancers, CloudFronts, as ACM integrates really well with this service. The way that it works is you create new certificates using ACM. After creating it, you will be able to use these certificates with any of these services that I just mentioned before in seconds. It's that easy. It's not that difficult. You should use it, and it's for free. So you should never ever have your websites running data or transferring data in clear text now. Let's move on to the next security concept, authentication and authorization. One of the most important things in security is maintaining proper access control, which is done by proper authentication and authorization. But what is authentication and authorization? Authentication is the process in which you confirm the identity of an entity, which is generally done by providing passwords, tokens, keys, biometrics, whatever we are using today. And authorization is the process of giving that entity the right permissions to access specific resources. You never want to give an entity access to everything. It should be based on what their role is. That is the basic security principle of least privilege. So now let's talk about some of the services that can help achieve this. The first one in the list is AWS IAM Credential Report. To maintain proper access controls in your account, AWS provides an easy way to audit your users and all that accesses using this report. It's very easy to download this report. You can get it via their console, via AWS SDKs or command line. The report, after it's been downloaded, will be in a CSV file format, which has details about all your users, as you can see here in the slide. There are a few important things that I really like about this report that can help me with my audit purposes, with my audit things. Some of those things are I can quickly know which users have access to my account. I can also figure out when they last logged in into my account or if they have MFA enabled or not. It's really important to figure out how many of my users have MFA enabled. Ideally, it should be all of them. And if it's disabled, this report gives me a clear indication that I need to work on those users. Along with that, it also gives you information about those users' access keys as well. Basically around when they were last used, whether they are active or disabled, when it was last rotated, etc. So this is a really nice report that it really helps me out to quickly gather a lot of information about my users. The second one here is IAM Access Analyzer. This is another excellent resource from AWS that can help you identify unintended access to your resources. Basically, it's a resource that will analyze all your resource-based policies that are applied to your resources and will create a finding when a resource is allowed access by an external entity. This helps you quickly identify any unintended exposure of your data or your resources at literally zero cost. You're not paying any penny to AWS for this kind of stuff. The last authentication and authorization service I want to talk about is AWS External ID. AWS External ID is a way through which you can protect yourself from the confused deputy problem. I know it was a mouthful. Let me break it down for you by providing an example. So let's say your company hired Example Corp to manage some of your resources in your account. So they may be tasked to manage your Kubernetes clusters, your EC2 instances, or to even manage your authentication and authorization of your account. So for that, they need cross-account access. You will create a role for them, and that's how an employee from that company will be able to manage your account. So with the deputy problem, what happens is there is another customer of Example Corp, which might be able to guess or obtain your role ARN that you shared with this company. And it's not that generally difficult to figure it out. They use this ARN to gain access to your AWS resources by the way of Example Corp. So to prevent that, AWS gives you a way of authenticating Example Corp first before they can even access your resources. This is where external IDs comes into picture. To solve this problem, you need to first ask Example Corp to generate a unique external ID. They can then share this external ID and their account number with you so that you can include them while you're creating a new role for them so that they can use this to access your account. With this, Example Corp now needs to make sure, an employee from Example Corp needs to make sure that whenever it assumes a role on your behalf, it always includes an external ID value in this assume role call before it can start accessing resources or start manipulating it. So with this original problem that we had, now when the other customer tries to make the same call using the previously known role ARN to manipulate your resources, it will always fail, as you can see here in step 4. As it won't pass the right authentication checks without the right external ID. This is a really neat feature from AWS, which you can now use when you're creating the role policy, all for free. After authentication and authorization, the next concept I want to focus on is denial of service. Denial of service is an attack where legitimate users are not able to access systems due to the actions of malicious cyber threat actors. So what really happens is, like, for example, if you have your company's website and it is unreachable because of a threat actor who is constantly sending bogus packets, that's what denial of service is, because it's utilizing all your available resources for that stuff. for that website. This way, it will not be able to now serve all your regular customers. And of course, we don't want that. So now let's see how AWS can help us with this kind of problem. To prevent denial of service, AWS provides all its customers managed AWS service, which is called AWS Shield. This service is enabled by default for all of its customers. You basically don't have to do even anything. There's no configurations, there's no enabling the service, nothing. You just get it for free and it's enabled when you just get an account. This service helps you protect your websites from all sorts of DDoS attacks, such as infrastructure layer attacks like UDP floods. It can also help you with application layer attacks such as HTTP, GET, or post floods attacks as well. And of course, there's no point for guessing, it's free. You're not paying anything to AWS for this. The second last service I want to talk today about is AWS Artifact. This service is basically provides you an on-demand access to various compliance reports for free. So imagine if you are part of a compliance team and are currently working on any audit. It may be your ISO audit, your FedRAMP audit, it can be anything, and are in need of compliance reports as your applications or your infrastructure is currently hosted in AWS. So you go to the console, you come to this service, download any compliance reports you see that you're looking for, and just attach it with your audit stuff, and you will be on your way, all for free. You're not giving any money to download these reports, to get these reports from AWS. Some of the reports that you can find here, for example, are PCI, FedRAMP, SOC, and also any other country-specific compliance reports that AWS currently is operating in from here. The last service I want to talk today is AWS Trusted Advisor. It is one of my favorite services from AWS. Whenever you sign up for a new AWS account, you get free 7 security checks. Some of the checks that you get with this service is, one of them is Open S3 Bucket Permission Check. Basically what it does is it checks for any public permission that you have on your S3 bucket that anybody can now access and view your objects. This was a huge problem, I think like 3 years or 4 years ago, where people by mistake would change the bucket permissions to public, and then anybody would come here, access your bucket, and get access to your sensitive information. Luckily, AWS has changed that by default. Now it's private, but still mistakes do happen. And Trusted Advisor helps you figure out those mistakes earlier on before it becomes catastrophic. Other check that I really like is it checks for unrestricted access to specific ports in your security groups. So if you have a security group that is attached to an EC2 instance on port 80 and port 443 and is allowing access from anywhere in the world, it's gonna give you notification. It's gonna notify you about those kind of stuff. The thing being, like, there may be legitimate cases for it, but there may be cases where you don't want everybody from the world to access your internal websites. And this is specifically designed to check for those kind of bad practices. The other thing it can check for is MFA on your root account. I cannot emphasize how critical that is. Whenever you get yourself a new account, always enable multi-factor on your root accounts. Without that, if your account gets compromised, it's game over from that point and will be a long, hard battle with AWS to retain it back. So first and foremost thing after you get your account is enable MFA. And if you haven't done it or somebody disables it, this is the place where it will notify you for free. The last thing I really like about is people generally make their EBS or RDS snapshots public, thinking that it cannot be accessible by anybody else. But when they have become public, anybody now in the world who has an AWS account will be able to access those snapshots, which is bad. So it will notify, a Trusted Advisor will basically notify you of those kind of practices so that you can take some actions earlier on. Organizations should always monitor the status of these checks through trusted advisor notifications. You also have the ability to enable recurring weekly email notification of these checks. We don't want our analysts to spend every day, every hour to come to these consoles to check for what kind of bad things we are doing, because it's just very time consuming and not efficient. So set yourself weekly or daily notifications, and as soon as bad things happen in your account, come here, take a look at it, fix it before it's too late. So today, in conclusion, we talk about a few services that are free to use, easy to set up. However, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is by no means an exhaustive list. There are so many other AWS services, security services that you can enable and use to secure your accounts, depending upon your needs, your security compliance requirements, your customer requirements, and your security budget. I've shown you some of the services and broken down in terms of like dollar values in the image, where some of them are free, some of them are like in mid-range, and some of them are expensive. So if you are a startup and just trying to save some money, but also trying to secure your accounts, start from the top and quickly go down from top to bottom to the middle layer to the bottom layer, and so on and so forth. So that's how I would start if I were in a startup. So if there is a single thought that you can take from this talk today, is securing your AWS accounts is not easy and it is pretty expensive. But like I showed you today, there are a few ways where you can at least implement basic security controls in your environment, irrespective of where your journey in AWS is. Whether you are a small company or a startup just starting their journey in AWS with your application, or are you a big company that is slowly making the transition from physical data centers to AWS to the cloud, this is possible and you don't need to even worry about your budget. There is no reason why you cannot use these services in your day-to-day activities from day one, as they are basically free from AWS. So go use it. With that, really thank you for your time. Please shoot me up with any of your questions that you have today.